The Lord's really been putting this on my heart to share this, and it keeps it coming up to me in my mind, in vision, dream, and it's Matthew chapter 7, verses 21 through 23, and Revelation 20, verses 11 through 15. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. The second passage that I gave is Revelation 20:11-15. In the New King James Version it says, verse 11, I saw the great white throne and him who sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. There was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before God, and books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged according to their works, by the things which were written in books. The sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Hades delivered up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one according to his works. Then death and Hades were both cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And I was thinking, what a sad verse. And the weight of it just really makes me want to cry. It's very depressing because of how many people will be cast into the lake of fire. And I was thinking yesterday, or the other day, when I was pondering this, just really what that meant. And one of the thoughts that I had was, a lot of folks know Jesus because he's, got some fame. Like, a lot of folks would say they might know Donald Trump or Joe Biden because they got their pictures everywhere. They could be able to pick them out of a crowd. And they could say, I like this person or that person. Maybe they like Matthew West or, one of the guys on the Newsboys. And they all say they know them. And I thought, okay, and that's just like fame. And another application I was thinking of was like in a job place. You might say that you know your store manager, okay, or your area manager. Like when the person walks in, you know who they are, right? But the reverse of that is, do they know who you are? You might work for them. You do all their tasks. You do what you're supposed to do in the job site. Maybe you're a concert promoter, right? For like I said, the Newsboys or Matthew West, or you're a stagehand worker, for any one of those places, or a volunteer for any one of those bands, And yeah, they're cool, all whatnot, and that might be your opinion of them. But in reverse of that, you do all these work for them, And maybe at some point you say, man, but I've worked for them. I've done all kinds of things for them. And yet, when they look at you, they might not have a clue who you are. They might not have a clue. Like, oh, you were one of the guys, putting up scaffolding or putting up lights or whatever. But truth is, they don't know who you are. They couldn't pick you out. You might be able to pick them out of a crowd, but they can't pick you out of a crowd. And I'm thinking, is this true of Jesus as well? And sadly, I get the impression that, and I was almost just crying over it. It was a heavy weight. It was a heaviness on me, because I can fully understand that, where just in all those situations, there's that. Like, yeah, I know who they are, but do they know who I am? And have I done enough to even get their attention? Have I done enough? Have I not just done enough, spoken enough, been close enough? Have I gotten close enough to them? Have I worked to have a good relationship with them, to get close enough to them? And I guess that's the key part. Have I worked in a relationship to get close enough to them that they could pick me out of a crowd and say, hey, brother, come on. And that's, I believe, what Jesus is really wanting us to do, is to get closer enough to Him so that when that day comes, He can pick us out of a crowd and say, come on.